Good afternoon, folks. This is Marius from mariuslandman.com and from the Twitter handle landm_Marius. Today we are going to go through report number 54 of 4 August 2018. And there are 2 points that I'm quickly going to discuss with you, which is the update on the Bitcoin charts and then the exit and entry plan back into the market. Now, the update on the Bitcoin charts is basically that we are on track. The algorithm future predictions are still indicating an upwards momentum swing. We are now in phase 4 of 16 for this Bitcoin year. And as you know, the Bitcoin year goes from 1 April 2018 to 31 March 2019. Complex algorithm data indicate a price action between 9663 and potentially that we could hit very close to 11684. We have approximately 7 days before the predicted high will happen, and after that, between 9 and 12 August, we could have a little bit of a drop, but we will provide reports closer to that time for you. So, looking at the chart, if you look at this is the day view, and you can see there where my mouse is, where the circle indicates it. This is the high that we had at 19,000, 19.5, 19.8, nearly 20,000. And as you can see, the market came all the way down to here where we are now. And here around about this point here in June 27, 28, 29 is when the market started doing a trend reversal. And you'll notice that we, for the last 6 weeks, have been talking about this falling wedge. The falling wedge is a bullish reversal pattern. And there's nothing to be concerned about where we are having this little bit of a drop down here where you can see my mouse now. Now we are saying that the market is broke through the top hedge there, exactly what it would do. And I think this was in the report number 49. There's also a video that we did at that time. Now remember, this is almost about 4 weeks ago that we showed this video that we're going to break through there, that we're going to have an upswing, and then we could have a pullback at a later stage, which could be 9, 10, 11, 12 August. So what has effectively happened is that the market has basically pushed up. It's broken that top support there, the dark purple line that you can see. And now literally the dark purple line has now become our support. And later on, as we go through the video, I will show you on a chart how we touched that support line and how we now are heading upwards. Now, exactly as you look at this little picture that we put in here, the market actually basically came down, and see that downline there? See this downline here on the chart now? So we followed down, up, down, up, down, up, and we basically did exactly what this little trend reversal chart is showing the market is doing. Now, as we got to this top, it's not uncommon for a falling wedge to break out, but then come all the way back and touch the bottom here where the support line is, before then eventually breaks out upwards. Now, we've indicated those 2 green lines there, and we say that the market could potentially go back to 9663, which is more or less the same height than this level here that we got between May and June. Now, it could break a little bit higher due to momentum pushing it up. Very strong momentum at the moment. You can see here on the bottom where I point now to my with my mouse on the daily signal that we're just about to trend upwards. And if you look at this, for example, let's have a look at this down point here. See how the market then reversed upwards. For example, this down point here, how the market reversed upwards. So we expect from here onwards that the market is going to break up. Now remember, guys, investing in Bitcoin is very slow. It's not like last year, but the market is speeding up. If you look at how slow the market was year from February, March, April, May, very, very slow. And now we can see a speed up of the process. And it's going to speed up a lot faster, where we're going to have spikes that will be humongous. Okay, now if you look at this, let me just try and make this full screen. Now, I've put an arrow in there in the report to show to you what happens when the market actually breaks out of a falling wedge. You can see this is Bitcoin. Okay, this is a different chart, but let's assume this is Bitcoin, where Bitcoin broke upwards and it came to the high point of 8500, I think, and then the market started going down, and it would have a spike downwards before then goes up. And we're right at the moment now at that point. We basically expected Bitcoin to come down slightly, not as deep as what it did, but it can always happen. So it came down, and we were expecting that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to break upwards. And obviously, we are now on Friday, USA time. It could go upwards a little bit, and coming Sunday is normally a bad day for Bitcoin trading, where the market could stagnate, consolidate, pull back, before we then see next week, Monday, Tuesday, a price surge till we hit between 9 and 12 August. At that point, we expect the market to drop down, but we will have a new report closer to that time. First, I need to identify, according to our algorithm, if we are going to hit the 9663. If we can identify that level, we can then predict the future price of Bitcoin going into this direction. But nonetheless, guys, there are extremely exciting times coming for Bitcoin. With the market going down here, and the price direction where it's going to go here, it's going to be exciting, provided that we hit these levels. So we just want to confirm that. The other thing is also, if you go to my website, mariuslandman.com, you'll see on the website is a time clock. Now, we basically have said, and this is only for our premium members, and I want you to understand this, that 24 September 2018 is going to be a game changer. This is the date where the elite is going to lose control, and the wealth will be transferred to those people who are patient. 8 days later, after the 24th of September, we're going to see price action, and Bitcoin will never ever come back to these prices that it will be between 24 and 8 days later in September. So keep that as a time frame. We could have a little bit of downside coming in here, but again, we will warn you of that closer to the time. Then, study that. That is exactly the pattern that we are following here. A falling wedge, guys, is a bullish indicator, and we have said that many, many, many times. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of a downside at the moment. The market appears to be heading upwards, slow, but it's going to get there. The safe zone exit and entry plan. We have seen during the last 4 months, guys, that price suppression by the powers that be, it's unprecedented. These guys will target price and bring it down to suit their own agendas. You and I, we cannot do that because we do not have 200 million, 500 million, $1 billion. For this reason, guys, we need to ensure that we protect our assets. The money that you invest, we need to protect it against flawed information and fake news perpetuated by worldwide mainstream media and their, let's call them wolves. I am providing you an exit plan and a safe zone entry plan or a re-entry plan. This is what I would do. And this will be helpful for entry and exit points at various stages investing in cryptos. Now, guys, this is my own recommendation, and earlier exits and entries can be done or undertaken by people that are risk adverse, those who have invested for a long time and understand the market. This is not financial advice, and I'm making it clear that this is what I am doing. And I'm not stating, guys, that this is what you should do. You can follow my recommendation if you wish. I would sometimes not even sell at these levels. I would sometimes just keep it. But to avoid confusion, in no way are we suggesting to buy and sell or do day trading. Day trading is the quickest way that you will get rid of your money. Okay? Don't try it if you don't know how to do it. Okay, some people, they go and learn for years and years and years, 6, 7, 8 years, and build up a huge amount of experience before they start doing day trading. There's a lot of facets, guys, that you need to understand. The smartest way for you to make money is buy, hold. We're going to sell high, we're going to sell low, and we do that swing trade. And this is exactly what we are doing here. The exit plan is used for people who want to preserve their capital and potentially sell and get out of the markets, but locked in your profits. It's intended to preserve portfolios, and I could sell and exit, but I could re-enter again at later stages when the market appears favorable and is proven, guys, to be in an uptrend. The re-entry point could be lower than the sell zone, or it could be higher, but it depends on your circumstances. Okay? If you follow this plan, and I'm not suggesting that you should, it's your own responsibility. You must decide to do it. Where we re-enter is an exit is your own decision. The intent is not to sell low and buy high. We're definitely not going to sell low here and then buy high. If we do, there's a valid reason for that. Like, for example, if you sell where my mouse is now and you sell at $7,200 and the market drops a little bit lower to 7,100 and 7,000. Now suddenly the market turns up and it goes back up, and you then buy back at 7,300. You can argue that you lost $100 per Bitcoin, but that is not the full picture. The full picture is, what if the market then dropped to $5,000? You would have saved yourself a lot of money. So sometimes you have to give up $100 per Bitcoin and re-enter at a higher level, but you've got the peace of mind that you potentially save yourself against a lot of money. So in this case, what we are suggesting is that as the market now is starting to appear upwards, and remember what I said in this chart, we are now there, and now the market is starting to it's going to go upwards. Exactly what we have here, and we're now on that stride there where the market goes upwards. Now, if you look at this chart here that I've given you, this is where Bitcoin actually broke through the line, and this is where we have the support, and you can see that Bitcoin came down and just touched that little line there. What I'm happy about is this big wick here. I would have liked to see that wick a little bit longer there, because that would have confirmed a much stronger uptrend. But nonetheless, there is an uptrend closer to the 9,000 and above range. So the market has turned around there. And you can see this is our wedge. We're just broken out of that wedge. So what we're saying is now, if the market drops further now for some reason, whether it's Mt. Gox, whether it's another hack, whether it's another fake news story, whether it's price suppression, guys, we don't know what the media and their elites will do. But if the market were to break down and it falls down between 7 to 7.4, then I would sell 25% of my portfolio. I'm locking in my profits because I came way down from the bottom here upwards, and I've had all these gains. I'm going to lock in my profit. Now, if the market drops below this figure of 7,173, I'm going to sell the rest of my Bitcoins and perhaps the cryptocurrencies at that point. Okay, you need to make your own decision which cryptos you are going to sell. There's a thousand cryptos. I can't tell you exactly what to sell and which to keep, but you need to make your own decision. We are providing you a trend analysis. If the market breaks down here below 7,173, there's a big chance that Bitcoin is going to go to 6,000 and perhaps down to 5,000. Our algorithm data does not see it, but we also cannot see what the elite is doing and how they perpetrate the signals to bring Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin down. So for that reason, we're providing you these two zones and say these are your safe zones that you can exit the market. Now, if the market goes down, let's say, for example, you sell at 7,274 and the market comes down slightly more and then returns and then goes back up where it is now. Do you re-enter there? Yes. What I've done, I've given you a safe zone to enter. Now, understand me really correctly what I'm saying. I'm saying to you this is a safe zone. Okay? If you start entering in this market, you've got a bigger chance to make money to the upside. I am not saying that you should not enter at lower ranges here. You need to make up your own decision and decide where you need to enter. Now, I hope that this is very clear for everybody. And as I say here, the intent is not to sell low and buy high. The intent is there to save your capital. So many people have tweeted me and asked me in emails, but why are we selling low and buying high? Guys, you missed the point here. The point of this is to help you safeguard your capital. If you lose $100 or $200 per Bitcoin, you haven't lost much. You've protected yourself against the downside of perhaps going to 6,000. The main purpose and intent would be to protect your long-term investments against downside or sudden drops. Now, imagine if this exit plan was used by you when Bitcoin hit 19,895. Now, let's have a look here. On that high level there, we told our subscribers that we are going to hit that high level, and we recommend that you start selling when the market comes down to 19,500. Then you get out of the market, and we layered our sale exit plan according to what we did, and most of us got out more or less at that high level, those who were subscribers at that time. We rode the wave down and we bought somewhere here because we said that's a low point. We rode it up again, and at that point we gave the same figures that I'm giving to you now again. We got out of the market and we only got back into the market here at this low point here, guys. So the exit plan there is to protect your capital. We're getting to the high point. As the market drops, we sell and we exit, and we buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. And some of you were actually involved here between March and April, where we said that the high point was 11,777. You can go back in the reports and have a look at that. And we recommended to our subscribers and said that at that level, this is where you should start selling. We sold and we came down and bought right here at the bottom. Now, let's go back to this exit plan. So this exit plan, what we are saying now is nothing different, guys, than maybe perhaps having a top, where we say if the market drops down to 7,274, consider selling. I'm not saying that you must sell. What I'm saying is that you need to consider it. Sometimes I would wait 7,274, because if the market starts dropping down now considerably and breaks through that little purple line, guys, that's a reason to be concerned of, especially if it drops down to the second line of 7173. Again, I don't see this happening, but we need to be aware of our circumstances to the downside. We can't just simply be bullish and say the market is going to go up and tomorrow the market is going to be $100,000. There's going to be a lot of upside and downside, upside and downside. And we want to help you protect your capital. Okay? Now, when do I re-enter? Very important, guys. We are not going to tell you where to enter, but we are going to give you this zone here, which is the green zone there that you can see. That's a safe zone to enter, okay? But more important, when you enter the market, and let's say, for example, you've got $10,000 cash and you're new to the market, you do not take the full $10,000 and buy Bitcoin and now you're done and over. No, what you do, you go to one safe zone that you think is a good time to buy. In that safe zone, whether it's here at 7,400 or 7,800, you may decide 7,800 is a good zone for you to enter because you've now seen that the market is heading upwards. And you can see we've marked it here as a safe zone. What you do now, you spend 10% of your cash of the $10,000, $1,000, and you buy Bitcoin. Now the market moves up a little bit and you realize it's now 7.9. You take another 10% of your leftover cash and you buy. This is called laddering in your buys. Because let's say, for example, you bought at 7.4, you buy at 7.5, you buy at 7.6, and suddenly we have a little bit of a pullback and the market comes down to 7.4. Then you've got an opportunity to buy Bitcoin lower again because you realize that the market is in an uptrend. And you average cost your money into Bitcoin. And by the end of the period, you still should have 10% left over as cash. Okay? So this is kind of what we suggest that you do when you re-enter or enter the market. Never spend all your cash. Ladder in your buys. Now, guys, as we look at this market here, just quickly, this is the Bitcoin chart here. This is live. And you can see that we had a falling wedge here as well. And normally what happens is the market will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drops here. I haven't marked it out here. But as you can see here, that line there, let me just make that a different color. See that purple line there? and Bitcoin is now currently trading live just there where my mouse is now. Can you see there that it's broken out of that top line? And let's just zoom in a little bit further here. Okay, a very, very nice, strong breakout. What happens after a breakout again is that the market is going to go up and come down slightly and then perhaps go upwards. We see good flow. There's nothing to be concerned of. We do have our exit levels here, which is 7274 and 7173. Okay, guys, so we are looking here for the blue line, a very strong move upwards. That is what I'm hoping and looking for, and this is what our data is showing. But come here on 24 September, this is definitely a day to watch. That could show the lowest point for Bitcoin that Bitcoin should ever have, and the market then should go upwards from there. Very complex scenario where we are now. So we are waiting to see what the market is going to do over the next 7, 8, 9, 10 days. But we will provide reports and also video reports if you guys need that at that point to show the direction of the market. So guys, thank you very much. Have a fantastic day. Talk to you soon.